So what's up? It's your girl T back with another video. Another episode of Millennial Chronicles. Again, we are here because thoughts have just been moving in and out of my mind. And what I've been thinking about lately is the true meaning and purpose of life. What are we looking for? What are we looking for when it comes to fulfilling ourselves as we experience the human condition? Is it money? Is it health? Is it power? Is it status? Or is it love? So many different things that we deal with on a daily basis, that we maneuver and work through as we move on through life. And where all of this has led me, where all of this takes me, it makes me ask the question when it comes to authority and power of whether or not I would prefer to be a president or a dictator. Again, E equals MC squared. Two different forms of the same thing with the ultimate goal of reaching the same result. I think about this from time to time. And we have to be honest with ourselves as humans. Being a dictator, we all know, is probably a little bit more fun when it comes to representation, when it comes to accountability, when it comes to absolute power. Think about how many things that you could change rather quickly. How quickly you could make the quality of life better for those around you, for your followers, especially if you have a pure heart and pure diplomacy. So, as I sit here and I think about this question from time to time, there are 5 reoccurring topics that come to mind. 5 things that I would quickly enact in order to make things a little bit better for my followers. So let's start with the first agenda. Number 5, people who intentionally get in the fast lane and go 2 miles per hour. We've all been there. We've all had to experience that. And let's be honest, these people are a pain in the behind for everyone. We're going about our day. The people in the fast lane, yes, they may not always be following the rules, but they got things to do. They have places to be. But we always encounter those driving Miss Daisies that get in the lane and just want to take their sweet, ever-loving time. They sit there and it's like they're in sync with that person who is in the lane right by them, just holding up, being a bottleneck, and just creating traffic when it doesn't have to be that way. And these people are never held accountable. And that leaves me, what do they have going on? Do they have a medical emergency? The reason why they decided to get out there and drive this way? Where did they get their driver's license? Who taught them how to drive? How did we end up to this point? And then point number 3 just leads me to believe these are just people who are just operating on smooth brain type shit. Yes, a medical condition. There is something wrong with their mind. However, we have to live with these insufferable beings. So that leads me to the point of where the verdict, how I would make things better for my citizens. Hit me with the verdict. Off with your freaking head. So agenda number 4, customers who like to go to establishments and argue with the workers that they know damn well have no control over the policies and procedures. Yes, we constantly encounter these creatures who like to roll up in your everyday business and argue with the worker. Look, they are on minimum wage. They are just trying to get by, and here you come causing stress and chaos not only for the customer but for the manager and all of the other customers around you. Like, what is going on through your thick brain? Like, if you really have an issue with the policies and procedures, you need to write the CEO or the appropriate authority. Of course, the stress never gets there because the person who comes in there to complain about these things are just lazy. They're not going to even look up the appropriate authority to write the message to. Let's be honest, it's not going anywhere. They're just there to be a pain in somebody's behind rather than going in there with common sense to ask for assistance to get things done within the means of the worker, what they were put there for to assist with. But they'll rather go there and waste energy, expel energy that could have been going towards something productive. And so that leads me to my verdict to make things a little bit better for my citizens. Hit me with the verdict. Off with your freaking head. So let's go on to agenda number 3. People who bring up the divorce rates of lesbians just so it can fit their heterosexual normative agenda. We don't want to hear that shit. We don't want to hear that. We have preferences for a reason. And let's be honest, don't nobody want to hurt nobody. People just want to love who they want to love. People just want to go about their life and do what they need to do. That's it. If you are hell bent on converting those around you to operate within your means of heterosexuality, keep it to yourself. We didn't ask for your input. Even if you see the plane is up there, it's taking off, and it is bound to crash and burn, let that motherfucker crash and burn. Let us enjoy our lives in peace. We don't need to hear none of that. Yes, and I said it. Yes, I said it. We want to be left alone. We want to love who we want to love. And it's a reason why we decided to pick women. And it's all because of what you are doing right now. That is exactly what we were trying to avoid. And all you're doing is reaffirming our decisions. So yes, I am here as a spokesperson for all of the lesbians. We don't want to hear none of that. We don't need to know the stats. We don't need to know none of that. We are here living our best lives, just trying to be happy. Third agenda to land. And that makes me reach my verdict. Hit me with the verdict. Off with your freaking head. So moving on to agenda number 2. And it's the people who act holier than thou. Nobody has to walk around with a sign wrapped around their neck saying that they are a good person. Red flag number 1. That's how we know something is wrong with you. Whatever you're trying to preach, whatever you're trying to put out there in the atmosphere is only for you. You are the only person who you are trying to convince that you are a good person. And there's so many signs. There's so many ways that we can pick these people apart. Usually they have Bible verses in their social media profiles. Red flag number 1. Then you go back and you actually see them commenting and interacting with people online, and it's nothing but chaos and destruction. Nothing but just judgment here and there. Just being ugly online. Just ugly. And so I sit here and I think these people need a rude awakening. They need to relook at themselves. They really need to be pointed out and just shown that they are not operating in the capacity that they claim they are operating. They claim that they are here to bring sunshine and light to those around them, and it's nothing but destruction and chaos. They claim that the higher power is talking to them, but we all know damn well more than likely that's the devil talking to their ass. They ain't hearing no God. So that leads me here to make things a little bit better for my people. We have finally reached the verdict. Hit me with the verdict. Off with your freaking head. So my people, we are here at the last agenda. This one is a very special one that I hold dear and near to my heart. Something that has always been on my mind ever since grade school, ever since having to ride the public school bus. And that is people who chew big red gum, although we all know they breath stink. Big red gum is not a gum of choice to freshen up. It's not. Cinnamon does not smell good on human spit. And I just don't understand. I don't know why they continue to sell this gum, and the people who do the most talking, their number one choice is always big red gum. It is chaos and terror for everybody who has to be exposed to that. Like, I never forget, as a student in grade school riding the bus, the people who sat in the back of the bus was always the loudest, the most chaotic, and they always chewed the big red gum. And you know, riding in the summertime in Georgia, it was hot as hell, hot as Hades. And then you got these multiple individuals in the back of the bus just being loud and chaotic, and all you smell is spit and cinnamon. That is the most terrible smell I ever smelled in my life. That's the most terrible smell you can impose on anybody. And I just think that is just rude and selfish for people to do that in enclosed spaces. And then they had the nerve to chew the gum and put the gum up under the seat. Do you know how old those damn buses is? All they doing is circulating through the generations, and that shit just sticks on there, and it gets old, and it just smells worse and worse from years of dirt and filth. And so I just don't have the patience. I don't have the time to deal with people who love to chew big red gum. So if that is you, if you insist upon using big red gum, you need to switch to something else. Switch to a minty flavor. Switch to something, because your breath is kicking. It's always going to be kicking, because cinnamon is not a freshener. And so I just can't stand it. That's the number one agenda I would get after. And if there's some way you smuggled it in and you got the big red gum, you already know what the verdict is. Hit it with me. Off with your freaking head. So guys, that would be the first 5 executive orders that I would go ahead and execute as your fellow, your loving, your diplomatic dictator. Quickest things that I would knock out just to improve the quality of life. Of course, there's more things on the agenda. However, those are the top 5 things that I would go ahead and knock out and handle no problem to make things a little bit better for all of us. So this has just been another episode of Millennial Chronicles. I thank you for your time. Please like, comment, and subscribe on what you think about the law of the land if these things were implemented, if these changes were pushed out there for the betterment of society as a whole. Do you think it would make things better? I appreciate and I would love to hear what you have to say. So again, thank you for watching. Peachy out.